Good evening, everyone. Mike Palmer from Know Your Rights Group and Success Coaching International with another live video update tonight. Sadly, it's all but inevitable that most people here in Melbourne are going to be facing yet another very disappointing weekend ahead, with possibly many more weeks of frustration and disappointment to follow. Daniel Andrews has all but said that there's little to no chance of most businesses being able to open up again on Monday, as a lot of people had hoped would happen. Now, having said that, I am personally aware of a number of businesses who have decided that, quite simply, enough is enough, and they are going to open up and start trading again on Monday, no matter what Daniel Andrews says this coming Sunday. Now, I want to make it clear, especially for the purposes of the YouTube and Facebook community standard checkers, okay, that I'm not saying anything that would in any way condone people breaking the law. We do, of course, need to find out if this is actually the law or just a directive, but we've covered that on other videos. But otherwise, this video is just going to end up getting deleted, just like some other ones have recently from YouTube. Now, on that point, if anyone does want to see some of those videos that YouTube deemed not fit for the community, please do head over to our BitChute channel, and you can find all of those deleted and removed videos there for you. Now, what I can say, however, is that I am personally aware of a number of people who have already started trading now, whether they should or shouldn't be. I'm just saying, and I'm aware of it. And along with many others that I've heard are intending to open this Monday no matter what. Now, there's the very public story of Harry Hutchinson, who runs Harry's Clothing in Berwick. He received an almost $10,000 fine for opening his business back up this week, but he has vowed to keep it open, and he has received absolutely overwhelming support from the community for doing so. Again, I'm aware of people who put posts up on various social media saying, hey, we're thinking of opening up, what do you think? And again, there's been some really positive support from the community, which is fantastic. And again, my personal belief, no matter what Facebook or YouTube thinks, is that we need to get on with the show, and we need to open up Victoria, and especially open up Melbourne, and get on with business. Now, again, I want to make it clear, having said that, that's just my personal opinion. I don't in any way, shape or form condone any behaviour that would be against the Chief Health Officer's directives. But I've also got to say, I'm not actually aware of Harry Hutchinson having tested positive for COVID-19, and I'm not aware of him having a public health order that personally names him. And again, I'm sure a lot of you with your own businesses out there are in a similar situation where you have no public health order that specifically names you. So if that is the case, do these directives lawfully apply to you or not? Please keep that in mind. Of course, if anyone does know Harry Hutchinson personally, please do urge him to get in touch with us here at the Know Your Rights Group. We would, of course, be more than happy to help him with the fine that he's received, and any others that he might receive down the track. All right, now, the most exciting news of this entire week, and really the purpose for me of the video tonight, because I know there are some tough days ahead, is to share the super positive news that came out that said that only 5% of COVID fines that have been issued have actually been paid, which is pure music to my ears. It is absolutely fantastic to hear. Now, some of this, of course, is simply because of people who've lost their jobs and they just don't have the money to pay for it. But the majority, from what I understand, seems to be people who are choosing to specifically challenge these fines, okay? And that's the real key. That's what's absolutely brilliant. I've said this before. If just 5 to 10% of people just got the fine, turned it over, filled out the back, said, I want this heard in court, the whole system would collapse inside of a month. Okay, so now we've potentially got 90% of people challenging their fines. Firstly, they're bombarding these enforcement agencies like Fine Victoria's with their letters of objection. A lot of them are being withdrawn. Those that aren't being withdrawn, they're saying, no, hell no, I'm going to take this to court. I will not pay. So I urge you, go and look these articles up. for yourself. This one's come out of ABC News. It's entitled, "Only a Fraction of Victoria's Lockdown Fines Have Been Paid." Go and look those up. And this is what it says. Fewer than 900 of more than 19,000 fines given to people for breaching Victoria's coronavirus lockdown rules have been paid. New data from Fines Victoria shows that 19,324 fines were issued until August 24th. Mind you, we're now on October the 15th or 16th, whatever they are. So there's a hell of a lot more than that have been issued since. With the value of notices totaling $27,880,978. Okay, only 845 of those fines have been paid in full, and that is absolutely brilliant. Now, there's another article, similar article, that's come out of the Age newspaper. Says more than 19,000 COVID-19 fines issued, but only 845 paid. And again, it says a similar thing. The state's issued more than $27.8 million in coronavirus-related fines since the start of the pandemic, but only 845 of the more than 19,000 penalty notices have been paid. But here's the key line. New data from Fines Victoria shows that 1,424 of the 19,324 COVID fines issued up till August 24 have been withdrawn or cancelled. Okay, so already, because people are starting to challenge their fines, almost 10% have been withdrawn or cancelled. We simply need more people to keep challenging those fines. Now, I'm not going to go into tonight the endless list of reasons why all COVID fines are unlawful. I've covered that extensively on our previous videos. Please go to our YouTube channel, go to our BitChute channel, watch those videos. Don't keep emailing. This is what happens. People get a fine and then they email us at the Know Your Rights. Go, "Oh, I've just got this fine." We've been here for 6 years, people. I have been doing 6 months worth of these videos. If you get a fine, go back and watch these videos. All the answers that you need are in these videos. Okay, so I'm not going to explain the ins and outs, but I will remind you of this. Remember, write it down. Section 8, subsection 12 of the Imperial Acts Application Act, which you can go and look up online right now, clearly states that all promises of fines and forfeitures before conviction are illegal and void. So if you have not yet been convicted in a court of competent jurisdiction, mind you, which is a whole other argument that we cover, okay, but if you've not been convicted in a court of competent jurisdiction, then that fine is illegal and void. Please understand that. And of course, if you do want to understand the exact step-by-step process for successfully challenging any fine, whether it's COVID-related, traffic-related, you know, not wearing a bicycle helmet, not registering your dogs, whatever fine, grab this Aussie Speeding Fines book. There's a link to the website in the description. It spells out that 3-step process of letters very, very clearly, very easy to follow. Just cut and paste your details in, okay, and join the tens of thousands of other people who are out there challenging their fines. So that's the really exciting news. Now, we have received a barrage of emails since our radio show on Tuesday night with people who are in despair about the passing of the remainder of that Omnibus Bill. But as we keep explaining, just because the bill has passed, that is not the end of it. Okay, that's the whole purpose of those detailed My Will letters, okay, that we have in the Know Your Rights book. Okay, so again, this is the Know Your Rights book, the essential step-by-step manual for understanding and exercising your rights. All you need to do is go to bonus chapter 1, mandatory vaccinations, and you'll see the My Will letter in there. It's all written for you. It's been specifically written for you to express your will to your members of parliament. Now, this is the key, okay? You can, even after the bill has passed, even after legislation has been enacted, which is why it's in there. That's why it was originally put in our ebook, because of the no jab, no pay and no jab, no play laws. Okay, you can still express your will to your members of parliament and urge them to express your will on the floor of parliament, and urge that that legislation either be completely scrapped or at the very least amended. Remember, with the numbers coming significantly down as they have done over the past few months here in Victoria, there's absolutely no reason for there to be any possibilities of any further restrictions or any further powers to be given to the police. There is absolutely no need for that omnibus amendment. All right, so please send in those My Will letters. Okay, anyone who's doubting that they are, they're no use, no one takes any notice of letters, they absolutely do. Remember, just last week, okay, we had over 9,000 submissions in just 24 hours that were made to that Omnibus Bill, and those submissions, those overwhelming number of submissions, that's what caused Daniel Andrews to abandon the worst and most intrusive parts of that amendment. Okay, so we've already achieved huge success by having that amendment changed, but again, people power really does have effect. Okay, I've said this before, okay? This quick and Garran annotated constitution, which is accepted by the courts as the authority on the Commonwealth Constitution in this country, clearly dictates that we, the people, are the supreme, absolute, uncontrollable authority in this country. Not the Prime Minister or the Premiers, who, by the way, aren't even mentioned anywhere in this 1,008-page document. Do you know that? Do you know there's no mention of Premier or Prime Minister in the Constitution? Okay? They are not the power. We are the power. Okay? It's certainly not the police. It's certainly not some unelected chief, medical officer. We, the people, are the supreme, absolute, uncontrollable authority in this country. But people go, but then how do they keep getting away with it? They get away with it because people don't know. Okay, that's why we have this tagline on everything we do. Those who don't know their rights have none. How can you expect to understand or enforce or stand for rights that you don't even know that you have? Okay, this is why it's vitally important, okay, to go to the websites. The links are in the description wherever they are. Go to the websites, read the book, get your head around your rights so that you can stand up for them, enforce them, and get others to do so as well. Okay, these elected representatives are elected to do our bidding, not the other way around, okay? And we, the people, need to remind them of that and ensure that that is what they do. All right, so I'm going to finish off tonight with a comment that was put up on one of our YouTube videos from Greg, and I think this just makes a lot of sense to me anyway. And his comment was this: in a democracy, we should be able to put forward that we think this pandemic is a hoax being conducted for ulterior motives. I think they started on Victoria because we were fresh with 3 and 4 years running time for both our federal and state elections coincided in 2019, as they do every 12 years. So COVID hit right at the longest time preceding any next election. Okay, so that's the bad news for Victoria, but the good news, especially for people in Queensland who have a state election coming up just around the corner, is now is the time to make your voice known with your vote. Okay, those who have not served you do not get your vote. Okay, those who have done things to destroy you in one form or another get voted out. Okay, do not forget the power of your vote, and do not forget the importance of ensuring you utilise that. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I'm going to remind everyone, as unfortunately we head into another weekend of lockdowns here in Melbourne, with sadly a very slim chance of any positive news about restrictions being lifted, this really absolutely is the most important time of all to get informed, get fired up, and get proactive. And of course, as I said, one of the best ways to do that is to go to the website that are in the link in the description, and then read all the free information there. If you decide you're after some more info, please grab these books. You can buy them individually. We do have them as a combo set for those who want to save a little bit more money. And don't forget, we do have that bonus now, our new Know Your Rights tote bag, which have been proven to be very, very popular. People really enjoy these. I've already seen people out in the shops carrying them, and friends and family have got them carrying around their laptops and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all have a great and safe weekend. I look forward to speaking to you all on Sunday night.